Barring any last-minute change, President Bola Tinubu will be meeting with Organised Labour tomorrow. The president is likely to have further discussions on a new minimum wage for workers in Nigeria. TVC News gathered that President Tinubu invited the Labour leaders to the meeting, which is on the schedule of activities for tomorrow. Recall that on the 25th of June, President Tinubu stepped down for the deliberations on the tripartite committee report to allow for wider consultations. The tripartite committee concluded on 62,000 naira, but Organised Labour insisted it will not go below its 250,000 naira. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akande joins me on the news for more on Mr. President's planned meeting with Labour leaders. Femi, let's begin with what has happened just after that tripartite tripartite conversation was concluded. Walk us through what has happened thus far.
Hi, Femi. Well, after that meeting of the tripartite committee, their report was submitted to President Bola Tinubu. He considered the report and then brought it to the Federal Executive Council. And that report was eventually stepped down when President Tinubu and indeed the whole Executive Council agreed that there is need for a wider consultation with the subnationals, with the local government, with wage-paying institutions and other critical stakeholders to harmonize what will become the new national minimum wage. And you also recall that Labour has also been threatening that that report must not be taken to the National Assembly as a bill because they would also need to meet with Mr. President before that is done. So Labour still has a lot at stake. They still have a case to make. They still want to argue their case with President Bola Tinubu to insist or see if they can, if the presidency will budge, or if they can meet if they will find a middle ground. But you know, Labour has also been concerned about the position of the governors. You recall also that the Nigerian Governors Forum came out with a statement categorically saying that they will not be able to pay 60,000 naira minimum wage. That was after the federal government raised it to 62,000 naira. So we expect all of these to come to play tomorrow when President Bola Tinubu will be meeting with the leaders of Organised Labour. We do not know what, we clearly know that the agenda for that meeting is about the new minimum wage, but we don't know what format that meeting will take and who are those that will represent the government, who are those that will be on the government side. We already know that Comrade Joe Ajero, Alex Osifo of TUC, and some key national members of the Nigerian Labour Congress might be at that meeting. But on the government side, we know President Bola Tinubu will be there, but we do not know which other government officials will join President Bola Tinubu.
What are the chances that Mr. President might be presenting a higher figure than the 62,000 naira decided upon?
Well, it remains to be seen. And you know, President Bola Tinubu also may not be able to unilaterally say this is exactly how much they would pay labor they'll pay workers without consulting first with his own team, his cabinet, Minister of Budget and National Planning, the coordinating Minister of the Economy, and also some critical and relevant ministries and agencies, and most importantly, the state governors, who are also big stakeholders in this whole negotiation for a new national minimum wage. We do not know what the president will suggest. We do not know what Labour is also putting on the table, or what Labour will bring to the table tomorrow. We've also had arguments about allowing states to legislate on what should be minimum wage in their states. But you know, Labour is kicking against that. They are asking for a uniform national minimum wage, which President Bola Tinubu had proposed 62,000 naira. So all of that will be put on the table and deliberated upon, and hopefully the matter might be resolved, or there might still be an extension to negotiations and talks. Femi?
Well, Organised Labour doesn't seem to have changed its mind about the 250,000 naira ask. We'll see how it all plays out tomorrow at the meeting. State House correspondent Femi Akande live for us in Abuja.
Next,
away from that, the Chief Justice of